All right, sir. We are up. So I begin every podcast with, where were you born?
I was born in Texas, Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
Born in Dallas.
What part of Dallas?
Lancaster Hospital in Lancaster, Texas.
Where's that at?
Man, it's kind of like used to be real country, still kind of country, but it's kind of urban now. But it's like almost going to Louisiana.
So it's like right on the border. Kinda?
It ain't that far. It's just like when you pass Lancaster, you're gonna start getting to the country. You're gonna see Tyler and
Okay, now I know where you're talking about. I know where Tyler is.
yeah. On 20. You just get on 20 and go straight.
Yeah, just go forever.
Yeah, you're gonna pass Lancaster.
So how long did you spend in the Lancaster area? Or was that most of your childhood?
I was just born in the hospital there, and then I grew up like Redbird, Duncanville area.
Still country?
It's like
Considered or?
Dallas, Oak Cliff area.
Okay.
Yeah, like that area. Where you from, man?
Originally from Armenia, but I came to the States when I was 5, and I grew up in Los Angeles for most of my life.
Okay.
I moved here about a little over a year ago.
Armenia.
Yep.
That sounds like a shirt.
Because the famous designer Armani.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe he has no ties to Armenian.
Just stole y'all shit.
The name itself, like Armand or Armani, Italian, French, more like that. But Armenian is just who we are.
He just stole y'all shit, put a little season on it.
There you go.
That's
His stuff's good though.
Oh yeah,
they got some really nice stuff.
They do.
So tell me, you grew up in that area, and then so did you stay all throughout your life in like the Dallas area, or have you moved around a little bit?
Well, when I left, I left and went to college. Went to Tyler.
What college did you go to?
TJC.
TJC.
Tyler Junior College.
Okay. So you did the JC thing.
Did the JC thing.
And what was the intent? What were you wanting to do with it? Like,
I got scammed like everybody. I didn't know what I wanted to do, bro. To be real with you, when I look back and analyze that shit, like, it's just the peer pressure, what they, brainwash you to think you need to go to college. As soon as you finish high school, go to college.
Right.
So I just went to a college that accepted me. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I went to school for like broadcasting. I think I wanted to be like a Stephen A. Smith. I wanted to talk about sports, but I still want to play. So I was trying to walk on and make the basketball team and all that. But
so you were trying to go pro at some point? Was that the idea, or do college at least?
I wanted to play basketball, but I don't think I really, really wanted to do it. I wasn't putting the work into it,
What do you mean? Like, it wasn't your dream? It was just something that you kind of wanted?
It was my dream, but now that I look back, I wasn't putting the work into it. I just had a little talent in it, but you got to look at that stuff like it's a job. Like, you really got to work on your game, wake up and do it. Just like how I do comedy.
Yeah.
I should have been doing basketball like that.
So just your heart wasn't in it.
Yeah.
Probably like a childhood dream, not a real dream, I guess.
Just immature at the time.
Because
I look at it.
If anybody sees you live, they'd be like, no, this guy puts in a lot of work.
Oh, yeah.
It's so fluid. It's so well put together. It seems like you've been practicing at least 200 or 300 mics before you did the set I saw the other day.
Oh, man, I done put the hours in.
Because you can tell. Oh, yeah. It's so tight. It's so well put together. I mean, it's one funny after another. It just doesn't stop.
It, bro. Appreciate it. I really appreciate it. It's been a grind, and I just love getting that feedback back, because sometimes it feel like, damn, do I still got it? What am I doing? Do people even know I'm funny? Like,
how long have you been doing it?
Like 9 years I've been at it.
It seems like you're right there, man. So a lot of, veteran comedians, if you hear them on other podcasts or interviews and stuff, they always kind of put that golden number at 10 years. Yeah. Like 10 years into it, that's when you really get your bearing and usually find your voice and you're there, So you started pretty early?
I think I started when I was like, I don't know. I was in like mid-20s.
Okay. So you're like, what, 31, 32 now?
32, yeah.
Okay.
So I was probably like 26 or something. I don't know.
What made you get up? Like at 26, what makes you go, oh, I want to try stand-up comedy?
Man, people was telling me forever I was gonna be a comedian. I had a childhood friend from elementary always tell me, boy, you're gonna be a comedian. Boy, you're gonna be a comedian. I never took him serious because I was just funny in situations. But I didn't think I can just get up cold turkey on the stage and tell jokes. I'm like, I don't think I could do that. But after college, I just was sitting around. I used to make little videos. Like before that became going viral, I used to make like little skits, put it on MySpace, Facebook. So I was always trying to be funny, but I didn't understand what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And I used to record myself doing stand-up, and then I just started showing people it, the video. Then next thing you know, I just Googled open mics and just went to it. And I was, the first open mic I went to, I killed. But after that, I was trash. I was like, I couldn't duplicate it. I didn't know how to repeat it, you know.
And in retrospect, are you happy that you started to eat shit for a while?
I guess so. I mean, you can't just be, I mean, even now you have sets where you're like, man, what the hell was that? You know what I'm saying? That was a little off, you know what I mean? Or you have jokes that don't land like how they normally land. So it's a grind. But yeah, it was weird because it was like, man, this stuff was working yesterday. Why they not laughing? You know what I mean? But I had to figure some stuff out, you know.
And do you think it's possibly like the city or the town that you're in and kind of a different crowd?
It can be that. It can be that, but sometimes I blame the crowd sometimes because yeah, sometimes the demographic of where you at can play a part, but shit, at that time, no, I just didn't know what the hell I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing. I was at an open mic. At that time I hadn't even been on a real show. Like I remember like my thing was just getting on a flyer. I'm like, man, how the hell do I get my face on a flyer?
Right.
You know what I mean? I was just an open micer. You know what I mean? I just wanted to get on a flyer.
You wanted to headline, showcase,
Not even headline,
host, something.
just something I could say. My name is on this flyer. You know what I mean? I wasn't thinking about getting paid or nothing.
So how long until you did get your name on a flyer?
Man, they had like I don't know, maybe I remember I was just doing the open mic at Arlington Improv. That's where I like started finding myself. I was going to the Arlington Improv when that open mic was the shit. It was amazing. Like it was an event. Like yeah, I forgot. I think it used to be on Wednesdays, and it used to be crazy. But I started going to the open mic, and it was a few comedians that was like, further along than me, and they seen me, and they just gave me a shot. So,
Do you remember who was like the first person that kind of helped you out with that?
I can just name a few. I don't know.
Everybody's got like
who's
a few people that they always talk about that helped them. If it's like a
Yeah.
club owner or if it's a promoter or if it's a fellow comedian, there's like somebody along the line that goes like, hey, by the way, hold the mic like this. And it kind of begins,
Yeah.
no, not you, but like
Okay.
on the stage, another comedian would be like,
Oh.
by the way, hold the mic like this or
Yeah,
do
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
those little tiny things that people
Hell
drop,
yeah.
those nuggets of cool information.
But the first comedians that probably put me on stage and paid me was this dude named Ronnie B and this dude named Quentin Coleman, Q. I don't know if you know him, Q.
Q, I know Q. Yeah.
Yeah, he put me on tons of shows, but then CJ Starr put me on
I've heard the name CJ Starr.
So we was at the Taste of the Island, so these was like the first 3 dudes that put me on a flyer in a show and put a little money in my pocket and been thankful ever since,
And I got
hella thankful.
Was it the first time you got on stage that got you hooked into wanting to pursue this? Because 9 years into it, something would have been like, this is it for me.
I think so, man. When you first start like doing good, like it's just like, man, this is where I'm supposed to be. Like I done had feelings on stage and I'm like, man, don't nothing top this. Nothing. You know what I mean? Like you just chasing it. It's like you a fiend chasing that feeling. Each joke, not every joke give you that electric feeling. You may be having a crowd laughing, but there's certain moments that be feeling like magic. You know what I'm saying?
Do you
like magic?
You get, is it when you because you said not all jokes, but like certain ones, is that like when you kind of go into like a flow state where it's almost like just it's so smooth that is that what causes it? Or can you pinpoint what that feeling is or what causes it to happen?
It's like you and the crowd just boom, y'all all on the same page at the same freaking time.
So you synchronize, right?
Yeah,
I get what you're saying.
That shit be crazy when like everybody in the room like in sync. Ain't nobody forcing no laugh. It's all a in sync laughter. Like it's crazy to the point where you just feel like you can be yourself. Like that's the one time you like, damn, I can do anything. I can really play right now. Like, damn, this shit fun.
And you know what I've realized is that's not one-sided. As a crowd member, when we synchronize in that same flow state, it's a completely different comedy show.
Hell yeah.
It's different because it almost feels like everybody's judgment goes away and we're just like purely laughing together. Kind of like symbiosis of your mind in that situation where everybody's kind of laughing through you.
That shit's crazy.
I know we don't know what it feels like you on the stage. That's probably accentuated by 1,000% because you've got all of us kind of feeding off you. But I realize that when I'm at a comedy club, like when we synchronize, that's the best laugh ever.
It is, man. It's like you said, the judgment. It ain't like, you know how some people, it'd be like a few people laughing and certain people like, do we laugh at that? But when it's those moments like that, it's like everybody just farted or something.
Yeah, something like the tension just got relieved.
Everybody just like farted. It is like, oh, we can finally like be ourselves. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
And I think I was telling Mike the other day when I was talking to him, because that's the night I saw all of you guys, the 3 for 25 at Hyenas. And I was like, man, from Cheyenne getting on that stage as the host to like every single person, you, Scott, and Mike, I was like, it was like a beginning to end murder fest.
Yeah, it was good.
We were all laughing the whole time. It was so good.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie. I normally be fighting every joke at Dallas Hyenas. I ain't gonna lie. Dallas Hyenas, I be feeling like I be having to earn every laugh I get there, you know.
I as a crowd person that's been there like at least a dozen times at this point. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
they're not as forgiving as Addison's improv's group is.
Yeah,
or Dallas Comedy Club.
Yeah,
it seems a little different at Mockingbird Station. I don't know what it is about Hyenas, man. I don't know what it is
either. They be tough as hell in there sometimes.
But not that night. Everybody was into it.
I've been kind of in a rhythm there, so hopefully I keep that going. You know.
But I think it's a good barometer for how good a joke is. If it's a tough crowd and you can get all of them on your side, then you know you've got good material, and you know that you're performing it properly. Because if the crowd's a little too drunk, they're gonna laugh regardless because they're dumb kind of laughing versus intelligently with you laughing. And that's what you had the other night. It was like everybody was just laughing for the jokes being good.
Yeah, that shit was hella fun, man. Hella fun. You been to Fort Worth?
I have not yet. No.
Oh, you gotta go to Fort Worth.
Hyenas Fort Worth?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you gotta go.
Okay.
You gotta see it. I done had some magical sets there, man.
I'll do this.
People come there and they just be like, it ain't no judgment up in there.
Just let me know when you're gonna have a set there. I'll come check it out.
Bet.
I'd love to see that.
Bet. Hell yeah.
Do you have a favorite club to perform at in the Dallas area? Let's just put it to Dallas for now.
That's tough. That's tough, man. But I would say,
not to put anybody on the spot, but like, you know how everybody kind of has that place that like their home club.
Right now, where I feel at home, pretty much at all the clubs I perform at. But I say Fort Worth Hyenas, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. Fort Worth Hyenas, man. I be feeling like I done had some magical sets there. People there. I be selling all my merch out. Like, I don't know, the energy just different in there. I don't know what it is. You know, Addison Improv, I done had nights there where I felt like I was not in Texas.
Addison's an interesting club for me because that room is so big.
Yeah.
It almost doesn't make sense as a comedy club.
Yeah.
Because like half of it is all the way in the back and kind of like off center. But it works so well for some reason.
It feel like you somewhere else. Like it feel like we in New York or something. I ain't never been in New York, but the way it's like upstairs and it just feels different. So I done had sets in there. I'm like, man, I don't even feel like I'm in Texas right now.
Because it reminds me of stories of like, man, we went up the stairs behind a pizza place and went into this club. Yeah. That literally sounds New York or Chicago, but now you got it here because it's literally next to like a Subway or a Papa John's or something, right? It's above it.
Yeah, it's a sandwich shop right there. It's a whole different style,
and it's like a random strip mall too. Because like if you didn't know, you just would pass by.
Yeah,
you're like, what? Okay, cool. Korean barbecue, sandwich shop, whatever's there, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it made me think about some of the clubs in New York. You haven't been to New York, but do you
Haven't
do
been.
the road at all?
I have, but I'm trying to do it more, man. I've been trying to, shoot my shot at these clubs, see if they let me in.
Have you done Austin yet?
I've been to Austin, but I don't feel like I've done it.
Because for me, the unfortunate and probably the truth of the matter is getting discovered in Dallas is not going to happen.
That's what I'm starting to accept.
Unfortunately, it's just because, and I'll tell you why. Texas is big, but every magnifying glass in comedy is on one spot in Texas, Austin. It is the happening spot right now. It's just, it blew up to an extent nobody expected. So everybody's there. And I think huge names come out of Austin right now rather than Dallas. And it's unfortunate because we have such great people here.
Yeah.
Some of the best people in Texas are probably here, but the right promoters maybe aren't here. The right big name comedians aren't local to Dallas. That would make a huge effect. Think about it. Like if, Ralph is getting huge right now, Barbosa, but he doesn't spend a lot of time here. He's more on the road because he's building a career. It makes sense, right? You need somebody that kind of like has a home base here that would be a big name that could do exactly what I'm doing, but would have millions of views versus
we don't have really a big
maybe.
fish.
That's the thing. Yeah, we got a bunch of people that are big fish in the future. You know what I mean? You're one of those people. Raj Sharma's one of those people. Scott Crisp is definitely going to be one of those people. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of Cheyenne is on his way to being one of those people, but none of them, unfortunately, are those people yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think you were right. You're like, I haven't done Austin because I know when you do Austin, you will become like that comedian that everybody wants to get on his podcast in Dallas to make a name for themselves. That's what your future. Like I don't want to like sound like I'm tooting your horn in any way, but
toot it.
Tell them I'm telling you, man. There's a couple. There's a few people in Dallas that are Dallas comedians that I know are going to be massive. I don't put Raj in that list, Raj Sharma, because he is already massive.
Yeah,
like he's a big name comedian. I'm talking about you, Scott. There's Lawrence is one of those names.
Yeah.
You got like some of these amazing comedians that are just gonna be massive, and you're in there, bro. Like you're in that list. Bro. Paxton's one of the really funny comedians, young talent. Like there's a lot of people.
Hell yeah.
But when we were walking up the stairs, you could sell out an arena tomorrow. Hell yeah. Well, like without a doubt, you would sell out.
Damn.
Because you have the quality of the material and you've put in the 9 years of work. You're just waiting for that, Rich Men versus Richmond song kind of to like accelerate you up. You know what I mean? Like man. that one, everybody's going to say it was an overnight success, but you and I know
hell no,
it was a decade working.
Man, got me messed up say it was overnight success.
You have this as like proof. You're like, remember when you guys thought it? No. There was a lot of work that went into it. Here's the proof.
Right there, man. People know I've been in these streets, man.
So in your ideal world, where does comedy take you?
Man, I'm hoping it just take me to all over the world, man. That's all I'm hoping. That I can be a full-time comedian, travel. I had dreams of, being an actor, movies or something like that. But, if I can just be a full-time comic right now, I appreciate that, Maybe I can write my own movie and produce my own shit. A lot of people putting out some bullshit movies and they putting it on all these little streaming networks,
Yeah, and then some people probably are doing what you're doing is instead of putting, little bullshit shit stuff here and there, really honing in on building this comedy career.
Yeah.
And then kind of like, I don't know, take the Kevin Hart approach or any big name comedian that's transitioned into multiple facets of entertainment and done them well.
Yeah.
That's because they perfected the art that they began with before they branched out. Yeah, like I've seen Kevin Hart's special during the pandemic. I saw the one he did with Peacock. He's still really, really good as a comedian.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think your approach is the best.
Oh yeah, man.
Perfect the craft and then all the doors will open.
You can't be trying to like juggle all these things, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes you gotta produce your own shit. Like I want to try to, get my own room. That's one thing I haven't had in Dallas. So maybe.
What does that mean when you say having my own room?
You know how people have their own mic that they host every every week or every
like
once a month.
let's say like the brownout comedy that they do.
Yeah,
Something like that. I think
something
that's
like that.
Sri Raj's thing, right? He
Yeah,
set that
yeah,
up where he has a bunch of just comedians that are like
yeah,
Asian from that area, kind of
yeah,
working together.
yeah. Produce my own show or something.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, man. I had a.
What's your idea? Do you have a working thought of what you would like to do?
I done had a couple thoughts of just a couple themes that crossed my mind. First I thought of the Conspiracy Hour.
Oh, okay.
Dez
Keep going.
O'Neal, the Conspiracy Hour, and we just do jokes based off conspiracies.
How would it be set up? Kind of like, do you have prior information of the conspiracy so you get to work on it, or is it more of an improv-based type of a thing?
I would just have a set and have comedians like come through. You do 10 minutes and somehow talk about conspiracies and make it funny.
What about that?
That
sounds hilarious. But
I haven't really, because people kind of know me to talk about conspiracies and shit. So I've been trying to like throw little nuggets in my set here and there, trying to work on it a little bit. But I was like, if I was to produce my own show, because some people have shows and it has a theme behind it.
Right.
So I thought like maybe Dez in the Conspiracy Hour.
Have you thought about doing kind of like a panel show once a week with comedians, and you pick a conspiracy, you do it live at a comedy show, like a comedy club, to a live audience. Like, so you've had a week to prepare funny shit about a conspiracy, and like you and 3 comedians just sit down to discuss it. Yeah. And like the funny will just continue to come out of it because you've had the ability of like digging into the weirder shit that's part of the conspiracy. Like, I don't know, take the weirdest conspiracy.
You say like a panel, so it'd be like 2 comedians on the stage.
Or 3 or 4 comedians. However many you think works to kind of riff off of each other for an hour to make funny continually happen. And talk about the subject itself. And hopefully get a couple of cameras and some mics in there and do a live podcast while you're at it. Why not?
Yeah, I would have to see how that would play out in my mind. I was just thinking about, everybody do a set, everybody do a few, a set about, whatever conspiracies you want to talk about.
I can't help my brain when it starts to think about stuff. Like you said that, and I was like, I wonder if that would work. So my apologies, but
no.
I like definitely your idea of like everybody doing 10 minutes on a conspiracy.
Yeah, but that's a good idea too,
Yours is funny because it's like if it's the same conspiracy and it's 10-minute sets, so everybody has got to kind of like come at it at their own comedic angle.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't really have like overlaps of jokes and stuff because you and Scott ain't gonna do the same thing, and you and Sri ain't gonna do. You know what I mean? Like it'll be funny.
I think it would be cool, man, and it'll bring a different crowd of people.
You think Fort Worth Hyenas would be open to it since they're like a good club that you seem to do well with?
I don't know.
Because I'll tag them in this just to see their response, if anything.
I don't know. It's just a thought. I have to see, I don't even know if I have that much material that's funny on conspiracies,
You could do 10.
Yeah, I could probably do 10.
Take Flat Earth.
Yeah, I got something I kind of say about that.
You could probably do 2 hours on that.
Said 2 hours. Probably could.
It's never ending. Like just the sheer amount of people that get caught in their own stupidity about Flat Earth, trying to like prove it. You're just like, okay, thanks for proving our point.
Flat Earth, man. I don't even know. We will never know. That's the thing.
You know what would be the funniest shit though? What? If it actually ended up being true. But like half of us are right and half of them are right, where it's not actually a flat Earth, but like it's a dome. So one side of it is flat that we never get to see, but it's just again, none of this is real. I'm just like, haha, wouldn't it be funny if both camps were wrong?
Yeah. It's like, oh, y'all both were wrong.
It's like, you go to the roulette table, red, black, but it comes out double green or 0-0, and you're like, God damn it, nobody wins.
I would want to know. They put it in, a few movies. I know Men in Black, they said it was flat. Then I see a few movies, they said it was hollow, so who knows?
I have no idea. I wouldn't know. I mean, I've been told this is how the Earth rotates, and it has a core and a mantle and all of this stuff. And
gravity.
Okay, but after a certain amount of digging, I don't have the equipment to go any further. Neither does most people. So kind of got to believe it.
You just got to go with it,
I'm not saying it's... God damn it. Now I sound like a denier of everything. I got to preface this by saying, like, I don't know because I'm just taking the word of the scientific community.
Yeah.
They are valid and truthful and adhere to a certain standard.
Exactly.
But again,
they good people.
Yeah, they're great people. But I could preface it by saying 1% of me thinks that it might be bullshit.
Yeah.
Why not?
I mean,
if it is, nothing changes in my life anyways because I still can't get to it. If it isn't, then nothing changes in my life because I still can't get to it.
If you don't have at least that 1% to make you wonder, then you just a damn robot, bro.
Right?
You ain't even a human.
And that's kind of like my idea of like when, and the problem is like you get so many conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
At some point, some of them become real, and then you're like, oh, great. Now I got to actually go and reanalyze this flat earth thing because I kept saying they're all psychos. But wait a second.
Yeah.
Hold on now.
I love when some of the stuff that people said back in the day and everybody like, oh man, you crazy. That was, and it's starting to happen. It's like, yeah, we told y'all way back when. You know what I mean?
I mean, like when we were growing up, schools told us human civilization began kind of like roughly a little bit before Egyptians. You know, they had the Babylonians and the Aztecs and stuff. They're like 6,000 to 8,000 years. That's kind of now they're like maybe a lot further back than that. We have no clue.
Oh yeah.
The common knowledge is like we have no clue.
Man, none of them know, man. To be honest, everybody has been told by somebody to say this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is what you should tell them. This is what you should believe. This is the science. This is the history. Don't argue it. Don't debate it.
And a lot of people don't understand that, you know, if you are a young professor and you want to get tenured, which kind of guarantees your job as a professor going forward, there might be chair members that are 2 or 3 times your age that require certain degree of follow the line and toe the line so you can get tenure. And by the time you get there, you're so old, you're like, all right, fuck it. I'll just do the same shit to the next guy.
Exactly.
And does it hurt progress? Maybe. Does it sometimes also help crazy shit not to happen? Yeah. I mean, you know, borders should exist or parameters should exist for science.
Yeah.
But it's almost always the people that go outside of those parameters that find the real breakthroughs.
But it's so much stuff now, man, with like the internet and TikTok, and you can go get information from all over. You know what I mean?
Which makes it even worse because how do you know you're getting good information?
You got to be able to discern that. You know what I mean? That's on you.
But see, the lens of a comedian, you will always break everything down and analyze it and do that. Most people probably don't have the time. You know what I mean? Like, we just kind of take shit at face value and move on. Like, a big fire happened in Hawaii. A lot of conspiracies. A lot of other things saying, like, just nature, shit happens. Or really old utility infrastructure is the cause of it. I honestly don't have the time to actually do a deep enough of a dive to have an opinion of what it is. All I know is that a horrific thing happened and a lot of people lost their lives or their homes. For me, that's enough for it to be like, well, this country should be taking care of it. That's it. It ends there. For me.
Yeah.
I don't have the time to do the rest of it. I wish I did, but I just don't.
See, with me, I don't really have to do that much research now. It's like you see the same stuff, man.
What do you mean?
I mean? They do the same tricks, man. It's like,
you think it just keeps repeating the same cycle?
Yeah, it's like you can see it. Like, I don't know, I could just see it without having to go research. You know, when something just feels off or iffy, it's like an intuition or something. You like something don't seem right about that. You know.
Yeah, I think our gauge or our understanding of bullshit has become very different in the post-pandemic world, where a lot of
I know when somebody's trying to run a flea flick on me.
We all looked behind the curtain when we weren't supposed to. It was all else. Like everybody looked behind the curtain, and some people took from that distrust. Other people were like, no, they were great about what they did. Just we need to blanket trust the government. And those people, unfortunately, are the ones that are just convincing themselves of a lie that they know is not true.
Because they feel comfortable in that lie.
Yeah.
And sometimes I used to get in situations where I try to like get people to see what I see or understand, like, why they don't see this. But Let them people be, man. They had peace in that lie. Let them soak in it. Let them live in it. They want to believe it. You know what I mean?
I genuinely envy people that find so much solace and comfort in religious text, be it the Quran, the Bible, the Old Testament, whatever their devotion is.
Yeah.
Most of those people seem at peace.
Oh, yeah.
Ones that truly believe that this was the divine instruction from their God seem to live in a very happy state.
Yeah, not let them have it.
And I envy it to a certain degree.
Yeah.
I envy that blissfulness that comes from understanding that maybe fate is not in your hands.
Yeah.
You know, for any of us that may have doubts about religion or anything to that extent, science, we are those people that don't really get a lot of comfort because we think we are in control of our own fate.
Yeah. I would say that, man.
That's a scary proposition.
I'm not really too religious, more spiritual, but I use some of the religious faith. I pray, and some of the stories have an effect, and I understand, what they're trying to get across. Has a lot of life lessons, but I'm not gotta be like this. It's too strict, too many rules for me.
I mean, if you think about prayer, it is just a form of meditation.
Yeah.
What does it require of you? Silence. A lot of times you close your eyes. You do a simple routine that kind of puts you in that state. It's meditation in a certain degree. And a lot of the prayers are things that you memorize and you do over and over in your mind. It gives clarity because you focus on that.
Or people, what they say, manifest. You manifesting.
I don't know if there's truth to that.
What, manifesting?
Yeah, I have no clue. I couldn't tell you. I've never tried to manifest, but there's certain people that seem to truly believe it.
The people that be talking that, they be already rich. They be having family that's like connected to like Time Order or some shit. Like they be already rich. They talking about, you just got to manifest and the opportunity is going to come to your door. No, you need to go out there and hustle. And you've been putting the grind in for years, and that's how those opportunities coming. Because like me, I've been putting the grind in. So people just hitting me up. Hey, are you free? Can you do comedy? We'll pay you this. I'm not sitting around manifesting for gigs to come to my damn door. I've been putting the grind in. So gigs come to me off my energy that I put into comedy,
For me, it's kind of like there's the easier philosophy. The John Cena philosophy, never quit.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I've subscribed to. I just keep going.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. And I think a lot of comedians find themselves in that situation, like a lot worse than probably me, because there's tons of times where there's no money. There's no real option of money coming in as a comedian because paid gigs are far and few in between in the beginning.
Yeah.
And it takes a ton of dedication to say, you know what? I want to keep doing this.
It really do, man.
Like your joke really kind of brought it home when you were talking about like, tonight I am somebody, but tomorrow I'm nobody.
Yeah.
Because I'm just going to be at work. You know what I mean?
Be at work, clocked in.
Yeah.
But tonight I was somebody, you know what I'm saying? Y'all made me feel that way.
That's got to be, like, I get the beauty of that night, but the next day's got to be painful. Day after day, you're going like, God damn it, man. Like, I can hold it in my hand, but I can't do it all the time yet.
Like, I literally wrote that joke on stage. It became a joke on stage. I was having so much fun. I was hosting. I think I was either hosting or featuring at the Arlington Improv, and it was like the last couple shows. And it just came out, and the crowd like laughed. Like I'm like, and then right then and there, I'm like, I think that shit may be a joke.
That was, it's an amazing joke. It's a good one, dude.
Like, and it's low key like comedians' favorite joke. Comedians come up to me all the time and like, bro, I love that joke.
So when I go to the clubs, I make it a habit to sit in the way back because I know the comedians are usually going to sit there, and I got a pen and pad so I don't bother like the comedian on the stage.
Yeah.
When you said that joke, yeah, you were right. The whole crowd was laughing, but all the comedians were like holding their stomach laughing at that one. Oh, yeah. Because they could all relate to it, I'm sure.
Hell yeah.
Every last one of them could relate to it.
Yeah. So many comics come up to me, they buy the shirt because they just say, even people say, I just love that saying. Like, I was somebody. Like, I'm like, damn, maybe I need to make this a clothing line or something. Maybe this could be bigger than just merch. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it resonates with a lot of people, because I can think of, let's say, I don't know, some kid on Twitch who's got a following and is grinding on a game to kind of like get that thing going.
Yeah.
But in the morning, they still, work at some Starbucks and they're just nobody.
Yeah.
So many different facets of people trying to be creative who have to have regular jobs. An artist, a painter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he might have a gallery opening and have an amazing evening, but the next day they still need to go because they got to buy more paint.
Yeah. Real shit.
I think that's why it's such a good joke, because like a lot of people will be like, "Oh man, I know exactly what he's talking about." Like it's so funny.
Or even a person that don't do nothing and they just go out to bars and they just live like rock stars.
Yeah.
Buying everybody drinks and they just famous at the bar. They're like, fuck, I gotta go to work Monday, man. Shit. But I can't wait to come back to this bar and be a star in here, So some people just, I don't know. I don't even think some people do anything. They just like the saying. So I don't know. I'm going to have to try to make it bigger than just merch.
I think you could. I think you can make it into like at least hats. That would be funny to have some hats with that shit on it.
Something.
A
podcast. I was somebody last night at the pod.
That would be cool.
You know what I mean?
That would be really cool.
Something. It could just be something that just a saying that people just can just know me for. Dez O'Neal. I was somebody last night. The dude.
You got something.
Something, man. I got
you got like something's turning in your head. You're like, uh-oh.
I've thought of this merch. I thought of this shit I want to do. I want to do like hockey style jersey.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Hockey style.
I know
jersey.
what you're talking. Yeah, like the almost long sleeve, but like the thicker woven kind of materials.
Hockey style jersey, and I wanted to say DOC on it. Dez O'Neal Comedy.
Not Department of Corrections?
Hell no. That'd be funny though.
But it does say DOC, which is Department of Corrections. But every orange jumpsuit has that, man.
Dez O'Neal Comedy. It ain't gonna be orange, okay? And then on the name, I wanted to say somebody, bro. For somebody last night. So Dez O'Neal Comedy on the name, somebody. Maybe put there's a moon for the logo. And I'm just
why the moon?
Somebody last night. Maybe it's just my brain was just working, and this chick was like, "Yeah, that this dude I work with was like, yeah, I like that, bro. That'll be tight."
That's I love that.
Cause I don't know, I'm starting to get tired of just having something with my face on it, and I want to sell something without my face. But just a thought. I just thought putting somebody on the name part is just funny and kind of cool.
That sounds amazing.
Hell yeah. Because shit, you somebody.
What if that was the actual, and that could become the actual label for the brand?
Yeah.
Like the clothing brand could be, I was somebody last night.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you can like shorten it to.
I was thinking, how the hell could I shorten that? We need to quit. Somebody may steal my shit. They really couldn't though. It's a joke.
If you at all think they could, I'm more than happy to have it completely edited out of the podcast.
No, it's not.
You want to keep your idea to yourself. It is your creative property. But I do have a question. You alluded to possibly doing a podcast. What would you do? What would be the subject matter, or how, like, would it be a solo pod? Have you put any thought into it? Like a solo cast, a group thing?
I had one I used to do. It was called Let's Get to the Nucleus.
Okay.
And I used to interview people, and whatever their talent would be, we'll get to the center of it. Whatever the core, the root, what made you do it. And we just basically how you interviewing me, I would interview them. And I probably did like 3 or 4 episodes, and then we stopped. But I think I want to do a solo. I think I want to start off solo and just talk about topics and just go from there.
There's a few comedians that make that work really well. Tim Dillon's one of those people. Bill Burr's another one of those people. They do a solo podcast, just talking to the mic and the camera. And just pick the whatever relevant topic they want to talk about. Like Tim does more of a kind of like what's happening this week kind of a podcast. Yeah. Just like relevant events of that day or that week he'll talk about. And obviously he's always going to put his funny spin on it. And Bill just kind of like rants and gets angry about shit that's bothering him, which is the funniest thing in the world. It's just like him pissed off for an hour. It's so good.
Damn. What about, what's that? The white dude with the mullet.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Oh, I was thinking about him.
Isn't his
this
solo?
Past weekend with Theo Von?
Yeah, isn't his solo or wasn't it?
It's a lot. So It is solo, but then he does do kind of, and Tim does the same thing, and Bill does, like, from time to time, guests do come on. Like, he's had Jordan Peterson a few times. He had RFK Jr. on. He's had other comedians on. So, like, he does do, Roseanne Barr's been on there a few times. So he does have guests come on for Theo Von's podcast. But yeah, he does a lot of solo stuff too, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
And all three of them have like this different take on the world. Like Theo's is just like, none of it, it shouldn't make sense, but when he says it, it's so funny.
Like, that dude there be having me rolling.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Like, some of it, I'm like, how does his brain even work? Like, I be thinking it's like off the cuff, but I'm like, no, he has to have these thoughts already thought of, and he just firing them. He just knows how to like fire them and just make it seem like he's just talking and saying crazy shit. Dude, funny as shit, man.
Dude's very funny, but he's also very intelligent.
Oh yeah,
I think he knows exactly
how to do it.
And the thing about him is, it puts him into this category that nobody can touch because only Theo Von is Theo Von.
Yeah,
I've never even thought of any comedian that would even come close to trying his type of material and making it work.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
You're right.
Like, it's a different type of special. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a character. This is his man. That's him. That's Theo Von.
Real talk.
Yeah,
like that's just how he think all day. He act like that all day.
Yeah, and like he's got the roots and the background to prove that this is where his man comes from. That's just it. Let it go. And we all love it because he brings intelligence to the, like, he's not an idiot talking. He's a man that has thoughts and ideas and life experience. And you're like, oh shit, I can relate. This is some funny stuff.
Yeah, I like watching Theo.
I haven't seen him live. I'd like to.
I would like to see him live too. I watched a couple of his specials and I was laughing.
So was I, yeah.
I was laughing. And it takes a lot to get me to laugh out loud at home. If I'm at home watching a comedy special, I may laugh here and there, but he had me like laughing.
I know, yeah, it's hard. Like,
because you're sitting at the house and you're doing this, you may laugh a couple times, but he had me laughing out loud like I was there.
I've watched a few, like maybe 8 or 10 comedy specials since the last one that made me laugh out loud, and it was Louis C.K. live at the Garden.
Yeah.
That, like, he made me cry laugh to that one. That was so
Louis
good.
C.K.?
Yeah. And it was the one that it was a live taping at it was in New York at Madison Square Garden, at the Garden.
Yeah.
And I watched that and just cried laughing almost the entire thing. But he is one of my favorite comedians of all time. Like, Louis' brand of comedy is just hilarious to me.
So you watch a lot of specials?
I do. I try to catch as many specials from comedians that I know about as I can. Like recently I was watching Neil Brennan's Blocks. I watched Kevin Hart's new special on Peacock. I forgot the name of it, but it was really funny. A couple of instances of laughing out loud. I think Mark Norman had a special came out recently. Shane Gillis's last year was really good. I don't know. I try to catch as many of them as I can.
You make me feel like I don't be watching. I stopped because when I first was getting in it, I used to like obsess and watch. Then I don't know, something happened where I can't watch no more because I be feeling like I'm critiquing a joke, or I'm just doing too much like watching as a comic. And
so I watch the same way as a comic would watch. Not that I'm trying to build material or like better my game in any way, because I'm not a comic, but I'm watched so much live stand-up comedy and comedy like specials that it doesn't make me laugh anymore. Like, I'm smirking and smiling and stuff, but like laughing out loud is hard to do.
Yeah.
But that's why I watch every special I can get my hands on. So I'm always chasing that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to see who's going to make me really laugh, make me cry, laugh at home.
I feel like I need to get back to watching, but I feel like, man, you mess around and start reciting one of their jokes. You know, you watch so many comics, you know.
And see, that's why I don't worry about that, because I'm never going to be on the stage trying to do that. I can say all the jokes I want here on a podcast and say, hey, this is what this comedian said.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm not stealing anybody's work because I'm not performing it.
You'll mess around and steal somebody's joke because you done heard it and you didn't even know.
But I think one of the ideas that also could work counter is it's not unheard of for comedians both to have very similar jokes at the same time.
But you know when somebody done stole your shit.
Yes. But you also know that you're like, oh,
you feel it.
But let's say
like they
if
bitch
you, it's different. It's not the same. Yeah.
You be listening to they set, you be like, this motherfucker done stole my shit. Can we cuss?
Of course you can. I've been doing it the whole time.
I'm sorry.
This is an adult podcast. You can't talk to comedians with alcohol without bad words coming up.
Yeah, I didn't know if you was.
I don't. I don't care about YouTube censorship and any of that stuff. It's a podcast that goes on all podcast platforms for adults to enjoy. Like, have fun.
But yeah, you know when somebody done stole your shit. You feel that shit.
You know what's
you can have the same subject, but when you done took the damn premise and you done stole specific lines, it's like, damn.
You know what sucks for me, and I won't name the comedian or comedians, but since I know and I've watched so much comedy, I've seen comedians recently, which kind of sucks, stealing shits that's 20 years old, thinking that nobody's going to know about it. But because everybody in the crowd is laughing because nobody's old enough to know it. Man, but I know it, and I'm like, you motherfucker, you stole it from George Carlin. I know it because it's verbatim what he did on a special for HBO. And I hate that shit so much.
Some people in the crowd don't even like, I guess they don't care, or they don't just know. They don't know. They be laughing at some shit. I'm like, bro, how y'all laughing at this hacky shit? This shit is hacky.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what? Like, there's no originality. You know, I done heard this joke in the 90s on fucking Comic View or Def Comedy Jam 8-9 times, and you doing it. It's like, come on, man.
So, like, the subject came up, and we were talking about it the other day about Scott's set on the JFK assassination.
Yeah.
And I was like, and Mike said the same thing, and he's like, dude, when I heard him say JFK assassination, I was like, God damn it, another tired-ass, grassy knoll, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, within 3 seconds, it was not that. It was one of the funniest sets and one of the most unique takes on JFK.
Yeah.
And why I say that is you can be a young comedian and hone your skills that you can take an old subject like JFK. God knows how many thousands of comedians have done jokes on it. Yeah. But take such an original take on it that all the comedians in the room are dying laughing.
Yeah.
And you're not hacky. You're not stealing anybody's shit. It's really good. It's original. It's timely. It makes sense. Do that. Do a lot more of that shit. And sooner or later, you will become that comedian that has a huge stage presence.
Yeah.
Or you could be like certain comedians that were huge until bigger comedians said, by the way, you're stealing other people's shit, and they go away. They don't exist anymore.
I hate joke stealers, man. I really do.
It's the same as counterfeiting a Rembrandt or a Van Gogh. It's the same thing. It's someone's original work, and you're passing it off as your own.
Yeah.
And you're trying to profit from it. That's like, the worst part.
It's like you see the Minute Maid orange juice, then right next to it, they got that Great Value orange juice. It's like, bro, come on, man.
Same shit. The quality's not there because the original's always better.
Hell yeah. Minute Maid, you know that Minute Maid busting. That Great Value got a little aftertaste. It's a slight aftertaste. You know,
it'll appeal to a certain crowd.
Me, I'll be, you know.
But a crowd that knows is always going for that Minute Maid.
Hell yeah. You be a fool to say the Minute Maid, the Great Value tastes better than the Minute Maid. Right. That's crazy. That's crazy. Exactly. That's crazy. Like, come on now. Like, stop playing. People done you stole my joke.
But you know there's people in the world that'll say, well, there's no difference between Minute Maid and the Great Value one. They're the same thing.
Bullshit. It's a difference.
They just came up at different times. And you're like, no.
Nah. Puerto Rican Michael Jackson was different than the black Michael Jackson, man.
Agreed.
The black Michael Jackson, boy, he had them pop lock moves. He really could move, man. You ever see Michael Jackson do the robot? Say, man. Puerto Rican Mike couldn't move like that. He couldn't do it. That's like Michael Jordan with the Wizards. He shooting all them fadeaways and shit. I'll tell you, Puerto Rican Mike didn't quite have it like the black Mike. Black Mike was, was smooth.
Oh my God, this sounds like the funniest goddamn podcast in the world. You got to do that shit solo. I'm not even kidding.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Take somebody and just do that. Oh my God. You know how many people would listen just for that?
Just for that.
That would be the most hilarious. Like a sports podcast that's funny. Nobody's doing that.
Yeah.
There's no comedian doing a sports podcast. And just like what you just did, like ranting about MJ before he became Puerto Rican.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, Michael Jackson, Puerto Rican Mike, wasn't like the Black Mike, but I love all 50 Shades of Michael Jackson.
God damn it! I could see you on a rocking chair doing this shit. It would be the funniest thing in the world. I swear to God, just sitting on a rocking chair, going like, "Mike was different when he was black."
He was. I'm trying to tell you, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
Like a 30 for 30.
I would be a subscriber for forever, forever. Just you on a rocking chair, hanging out, and just like, he was a good man before he did this. Like, what the fuck?
Puerto Rican Mike was all right.
Yeah. You might just blow up like that, man.
Yeah.
That might be it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, because I be posting my clips.
Maybe you can turn that into reels. Like a short or a reel. I could see that too.
Whenever I do stand-up clips, it really don't get that much traction. But whenever I do like something else, it get more views. So I feel like maybe I need to stop posting my stand-up clips. It don't matter how funny the clip is, dog.
Maybe it just doesn't translate online. Because you got people busting out of their seams in the club.
Bro, one clip, a lady was down there dying. I had to stop my set, and probably got like 600 views, 800 views or something.
Are you up in your hashtag game? Are you looking at the
I really
times?
don't even be putting hashtags.
Well, that's why it's not going anywhere.
Looking at the time. You think that's what it is?
100%.
100%.
Like 1,000,000%. A hashtag makes or breaks.
I be putting hashtags sometimes though, and that shit don't be doing shit.
Use different hashtags. There's millions of them. You got to see which one I have the same issue happen with, the clips that I put for my podcast.
All it is hashtags. It can't just be hashtags.
It's got to be something having to do with hashtags, because I know ones that have 12,
14,000,
50,000 views, and some that don't make it above 200.
Yeah.
And something resonates somehow. But I know before I put hashtags, nothing was ever getting anything. And then I put hashtags, and that was how I got my first 10K view, and 12 and 40 and 50. I haven't broken 50 yet, but I've...
On what, your podcast clips?
Yeah, like on Instagram. That one that hit 50 was because I collaborated with Liz Maeli, and she accepted the collaboration. She's a really big comedian compared to me as a podcaster. I'm like nobody, and she's humongous. And she's like a really well-known comedian and has been doing it for a long time. So her crowd kind of jumped on it. And then it just, for me, that was what my viral moment was, like getting close to 50,000 views. I was like, wow.
That's great.
Yeah. It translated to a lot of podcast listeners, and I could actually see it translating to people going into Spotify. So try the hashtags, man. You never know. The one that...
So did you interview her?
I did. Yeah. I didn't get the chance to interview her when she was in town, but I did. We did a Skype interview. It was pretty good. We almost had a 2-hour conversation. It was wonderful. She was really nice, and I can't wait to have her back on in person, because I feel like there's a lot to talk about. I feel like with all the guests that I've had, there's every single one of them I'd love to have back on, because there's so much to talk about.
Hell yeah, man.
I can't wait to see progress in a year of people and see what they've done.
I was supposed to do some other podcasts, man, but I ain't gonna lie, I've been kind of busy, and I had to keep on canceling on the dude, and he finally probably was just like, forget that guy.
Was he a comedian, or?
I think he may be a comedian, or he just a guy that be around comedy like you.
So my thing is, I understand that, you need to take time out of your schedule to come and sit down with me. So I'm kind of just I'll keep pursuing it.
Yeah.
There's comedians that I've spoken to that I know they're not in town. Like Mike Eaton. I'd seen him the first time 4 months ago. Contacted him. He said, hey, man, I'd love to, but I already left Dallas going to a gig. I think he was going in San Antonio or something.
Yeah.
3 or 4 months later, he comes back. I messaged him on Instagram again. I was like, hey, dude, you're passing by. I'd still love to have you. And he's like, sure. It's just kind of continuing to set that thought in their head and then following up. I know there's about 10 comedians that at some point when they're back in town, they've already said they'd do it.
Yeah.
And that's what that's what that other guy needs to keep doing. I don't know who he is, but if he hears this, just keep contacting him, man.
I probably hit him up like, man, I got a little time, man. If you want to do the pod, I'd love to come through. Maybe when he see this, he gonna be like, man, Dez, what's up? I'm like, yeah, man. But I be hating to like cancel shit, but hey man, when comedy calls, I gotta go do it.
But look, that's what I said. Like that's why I'm saying it's like I understand that if I want this to be successful in any way, I gotta work around the art and the artist. And like I had Arun Ram on a couple of days ago. Actually, day before yesterday.
Seen the clip.
He was gonna come on Wednesday because he was supposed to do a corporate gig, but things got shifted around and he come in on Tuesday. But that's fine. Like you just move the ball around, and especially if I do it in the evening time. My wife is extremely understanding, and I love her for that. Like she's cool. She's like, yeah, just have him come after 7:30. You know, kids go to bed in an hour anyways. You're good. So like that's great to have someone in your life that not allows but wants you to pursue these.
Yeah.
You know, like it's a hobby at the moment, but you never know what's gonna happen.
It's passion.
It's fun, man. It's a lot of fun. Like, I'm sure it's nowhere near what it is to do comedy on a stage and have all of us crying, laughing, but I can only compare it to that. Like what that feeling you get is the feeling I get when I get a comedian that says yes.
Hell yeah.
That's like the best part. It's like a small validation of like, oh, cool, you're doing it.
Bro, you inspiring me. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I came here, seen the setup, the lights, you know, even when I looked at your Instagram, I'm like, this dude really doing that shit.
I appreciate it.
I want to put one together, and I'm like, shit, what the fuck do I need to do? You know what I mean? Like, how do I get all this shit? You know what I mean? I really feel like all I need is my phone and a mic.
Yeah. I mean, a phone and a mic is a great way to start.
Yeah. I think I just want to, like you say, do a solo. Just start from there, man. See what I can do.
So you've been doing it 9 years, and I mean, you've done a road a little bit. You said, where have you been that you were like, wow, surprised that you got a lot of laughs and really cool crowds, like a place you didn't think were going to be, you know, interesting?
Place I didn't think I was going to kill. I remember I had a great set at this theater in Atlanta, this Relapse Theater.
Okay.
I don't even think it's up anymore. But I remember I killed there one night. I just was in the Bahamas. I was in Cozumel, the Bahamas. I was like on a cruise ship.
Was that a corporate gig or just you were on a cruise?
I was on a cruise. I got booked to do a cruise. It was like a festival. And
nice.
I had a magical ass set there too. I had one of them sets where it was everybody was like in sync. I didn't have that one recorded. But it felt good to be like on a cruise ship and just be like, man, comedy done brought me all the way to the Bahamas, the Grand Cayman, Jamaica, Cozumel, like pretty water and shit, man.
Pretty women.
Yeah.
I didn't ask. Are you in a relationship?
Hell no.
All right, so pretty women, yeah.
Pretty women, man.
Get to knock yourself out.
Yeah, I mean, but I was just happy to be away, like from Dallas and just see some different shit, you know. That water was like so clear, so blue, you know what I mean? Like,
I have never been to the Bahamas, but been to different, you know, like Cancun and a couple of different islands. So I know the idea of like a crystal clear water that you don't expect with our oceans.
Yeah, like they birds different. It wasn't no mosquitoes or nothing. I didn't see no mosquitoes or nothing.
People were nice?
People was nice. They speak, you know.
He said they speak.
People just speak. They smile. I'm like, damn. Of course they wanted a tip or something. You know what I mean? You out there on vacation, them motherfuckers just be smiling. What do you want to do? But everybody like super nice on vacation. Like I had a great time.
When was this?
Probably like 2 months ago, a month ago. It's still fresh on me.
So like, at least you got out of the heat of Texas for a little bit.
Hell yes, dog. It was beautiful, man. I got to hoop with like Bill Bellamy.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah, man. Shit was like hella fun. And I didn't have to pay nothing to be on there. So
I'm hoping you got paid.
I was there for like a comedy like competition thing. So
okay.
I was like, I didn't win it, so it's okay. But I didn't pay anything to be on a cruise ship.
You still got a lot of fun. Got to kill.
A lot of fun, a lot of shows, free food, got to see the world. And when I found out I had my own room, balcony, like, when I found out how much people was paying to be on that, I was like, oh man, I'm thankful I ain't saying shit else. I don't give a damn.
Yeah, some of those cruises are really expensive. Huh?
That shit was like $6,000.
Well, there you go. So you got a nice $6,000 vacation.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, shit. I'm in here by myself. Other people in their room, they shacked up 4 people sharing a room. I'm in here by myself. Like, that's how they split into 6. I'm like, damn, I was asking people on the boat trying to see how much it cost because I was having so much fun. I'm like, damn, I want to do this shit again. But I ain't gonna lie, that vacation shit can be addictive. You go on vacation a lot?
I try, like it's been a little bit since we moved to Texas. It's been weird, but small little vacations, like a
Yeah.
weekend to New York or something like that. But my wife and I try to take a solo vacation at least once a year together, and then a vacation with the kids.
Okay.
So like a week to 10 days somewhere alone, and then a week to 10 days with the kids somewhere.
How many kids you got?
3 boys.
3 boys. Okay.
So that's kind of what we try to do. But our youngest, since he's only 2.5, that's also not making it easy to plan like big extended, trips. So it's
Yeah.
more like beach places with the
Okay.
kids. That's kind of it. But yeah, so we love to travel. That
Yeah.
is the future goal, is like to be able to travel whenever we want.
Yeah. I'm so thankful that comedy allowed me to do that, you know.
I think it's just the beginning of many
Yeah.
trips, man.
Hell yeah, because I was like, shit, I'm really out here. I'm out here like by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, well, I was with, luckily CJ Starr was on the boat too.
Oh, nice.
He
Okay,
was,
so
he was on there. So
some familiar
luckily
faces.
had a familiar face. So it was cool. And just good to be away from Dallas. So it was a great experience.
Were the other comics Dallas locals, or were they just from all over?
It was a dude, I think he was from Chicago. Another dude was from New York. Another dude was from Sacramento.
Chicago's got a cool scene too.
Hell yeah.
So you've done Atlanta, you've done the Bahamas, you've done obviously all of Texas, probably.
Arkansas, Oklahoma.
Well, how are the crowds over there?
Arkansas?
Yeah.
Well, I did the Grove Comedy Club.
I've heard of that club. It's pretty famous out there, right?
Hell yeah, I love the Grove. The crowds are fucking fun. Like, they really make me feel like somebody. You know what I mean? Every night. Every show. I've never had a bad night there. They always treat me well. I always sell out merch. The crowd's always fun. The Grove is a great comedy club in Arkansas. I don't know if they have any other comedy clubs out there. I think I did a couple shows in like Texarkana, but that's, Texas and Arkansas. But yeah, been to Arkansas. Yeah.
You planning on going to the East?
Yeah, man.
New
I want to go to New York,
Jersey,
man.
Philly.
I want to see
Boston.
if my jokes land in New York. I ain't never thought about Philly, but I would love to go to New York.
Philly's got a scene.
They got a scene. Philly got a scene.
Philly's got a scene.
Yeah.
Boston's definitely got a scene.
Boston's
got like an old school, very tough scene. Like, you either make it or you don't in Boston. Stephen Wright came out of Boston. A lot of big names have come out of Boston. A ton of people have stayed in Boston because they just did so well over there. So yeah, Boston's one of those like towns people don't think about, but think about it, a lot of blue collar, a lot of, just like hard, nose to the ground, working Americans. You get a lot of funny out of that.
Yeah.
There's a big Irish population, Italian population. I mean, there's a lot of funny out of that too. So those, people with like backgrounds and histories, there's a lot to it.
Them motherfuckers make me nervous though.
Which ones?
Boston people, man. They accents, how they talk, how aggressive. They are aggressive. They are. Then you hear that they don't really like black people out there.
No, hell no. That is a big ass misconception.
Really?
I'll be honest with you. Like, when I was coming out here, a lot of people thought this was all racist too.
In Texas?
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably racism everywhere, Everywhere.
Yeah, but Boston, the city of Boston.
They made it seem like Boston is like.
No, you got to remember one thing. MIT, Harvard University, Boston University are all in the heart of Boston. You are having 3 of the biggest, most diverse universities in the world are there. You can't be racist because there's so many people from other countries that are there studying all the time. It's not a racist town. It may be a lot wider than a lot of places, but definitely not racist. At least not. I don't go off. I don't come off as white over there. I look like some sort of an Arab to them, right?
Yeah.
So no, you're fine. Everybody's very nice. I've been to Boston many times. They're lovely people. I can't say all of them blanket are, but the vast majority probably are good people.
Yeah.
From my experience.
I don't know. In the movies, they be seeming like they'll.
Yeah, but that's everybody, because everybody watched the fucking Departed and thought, you know,
They seem like they'll say the ER. I'm like, damn.
come on.
In Boston.
Yeah. But it's not just Boston. Like, Philly is tough people.
But when I think Philly, I be thinking black dudes with the beards and stuff. There's a lot of black people with beards and them. I don't know.
Panthers?
I don't know if they Panthers, but they, what is them?
You would know better.
Muhammad type motherfuckers. Like, I don't know what to call them.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're
Islam. It's like them Islamic type
is
people.
Is it Nation of Islam?
Yeah, like.
They're not just Muslim, but they're a specific African American sect of people that are Muslim, and they called? I don't want to offend anybody. I think you guys are the Nation of Islam.
Yeah, they is the moniker Islam. They go. Yeah, and they be rocking the beards,
and they're very devout, and they pray, and at the the time, and facing Mecca, the whole thing.
That's what I think when I think Philly. When I think Boston, I be like, oh shit.
Man, I've been to Philly a lot, but you know what? Funny thing is, when I think about Pennsylvania, anywhere in Pennsylvania, I just think of Amish country, because there's a lot of like Amish people in Pennsylvania. So you run into them sometimes in the roads. Like, you'll be driving, you'll just see a horse and a fucking buggy.
Yeah, so they don't use microwaves and shit.
Nah.
Damn.
But it's like, that's what my mind goes to. I haven't experienced what your mind's going to.
I'm like, Amish people bad.
Oh, and some of the best cheesesteak you'll ever have in your life.
I've never had a good cheesesteak.
You got to go to Philly. And I'm not going to say which one of the two is my favorite. I'm not going to start this war. But try both of them and see which one you like. They're literally across the street from each other.
I've never had a good Philly
You can only have a good cheesesteak in one place. Philly.
Really?
It is theirs. It is definitely a very much, like, you know how every place has their food?
I'm going to say no onions on mine, though.
Okay.
Can you get it with no onions?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can just get meat and cheese if you want, nothing else. They might hate you for it, but whatever. Just putting it out there.
I just don't want no onions. The rest of the shit, cool, But,
and definitely get the pickled peppers. They're really good. Like, they're on the side. They're just sitting out there, and you just put them in like a little styrofoam cup and eat them. They're really good and spicy if you like spice. So, I when you come from a small immigrant community that isn't really in the limelight all that often, and then someone from your community does something stupid and everybody's talking about it, does that same thing happen in like the African American community when somebody just like does something stupid and everybody kind of like takes a moment and you're like, come on, man, why you got to represent us like that?
Hell yeah.
Yeah?
So it'd be a mix. Some people like get mad about it, and some people like just make all these excuses for the person because they like fans of, oh yeah, y'all don't understand. Y'all need to understand both sides of the story. It was like, bruh, like, ignorant shit is some ignorant shit. If somebody did something wrong, they did something wrong. It don't matter. Like, I hate people that like they back their race so much, even though they race may did something wrong, they still like back them. I don't give a damn if they black. If they wrong, they wrong. Like, I'm not finna be like taking up for them just because they my same race. That's crazy.
Where the hell did race emerge from? Like, we did this, you know that, right? Like, at some point in civilization, they were like, we need to divide into races. And they were like, yeah, that makes sense. None of it, I don't get it till this day. Like, I don't get how it happened. I wish I knew the lineage of how race come to be and is continually accepted.
I don't know either. Like,
Wouldn't
just to divide niggas. That's how it is. Divide and conquer. Just tell them you white, you're black, you're this, you're that.
Maybe that was it.
No. Then they teach people to be racist. Imagine how people would act if they didn't know nothing about racism. If they didn't teach us that shit in school.
They would act like a bunch of 3-year-olds at a playground of all different mix of color. They just play.
Yeah.
They don't understand anything but, hey, we're all the same.
It's crazy. It's like
we all start that way. You know that, right? Like, none of us ever begin going like, I hate that color person.
You're taught that shit.
It does. You can't be born. I don't think you could be born that way.
You're taught to be racist. Because I had a situation, a girl, it's like 3rd grade, and this girl, I remember her name, Rachel, And Rachel and Brandy was these two white girls. They was laughing in class and shit. And you know, I'm a goofy kid. I wanted to laugh. I went over there just trying to laugh with them.
Yeah.
As soon as I got over there, they stopped laughing. Shit wasn't funny no more. And then Rachel took upon herself to tell me, like, we don't want to be your friend because you're black.
Damn.
Told me that shit. Nigga, I was like, what the fuck? Like, I never experienced no shit like that. Somebody just tell me you don't want to be my friend because I'm fucking black. That shit was like crazy. So I did the first thing I could think of. Went told on her ass. I went up to Miss Lejeune and I snitched on her ass. I like Miss Lejeune for the head of your ass, bitch. You got me fucked up. Cause I'm black. I got something for you. We told Miss Lejeune. Miss Lejeune was an old white lady. She had like one of them white lady froze and shit. She didn't really do nothing but take her in the hall, and then she brought her back in class. I'm like, hell nah. She's supposed to go to ISS or some shit, you know. She's supposed to at least get a red card. You know how they used to have a little green, yellow, red, orange, red. You probably didn't have that shit. Elementary, they had shit like that. Green card, that mean you was good all day. Yellow, that mean you was kind of fucking up a little bit. Once you get that orange and that red, that mean you was fucking up. She should have got a red.
And now they got a blue because I know my kids go to school here, so
they got blue.
They come home. So green is good, and then whatever you said, and then blue is like outstanding.
Oh shit! So that mean they was real good.
Yeah, like you went above and beyond.
You was kissing ass.
Something to that extent, I'm guessing. Yeah, because my kids come home with green, and I'm cool with that.
But they got blue. You like, what you in there doing?
How many books you picked up today?
Who you tell on? You in there snitching on folks.
That's the one thing that's a big no-no.
He brought an apple to school or something to teach. You tell them don't be snitching?
Yeah, no, they don't snitch. No, that's not accepted in my house. They're like, well, they say when you see something, say something. Like, no, when you see something, if you need to do something, and I will have your back every time. Yeah. But don't go snitching.
Yeah. Mind your damn business.
No. Like, I don't understand why we decided to make this okay. You know what I mean? Like, I grew up in a time where you keep your mouth shut. Part of being a man is knowing to keep your mouth shut.
Because then when you create that, you have people that just start looking for something to go tell on.
If you make it okay and everybody's like that's the norm is, I don't agree with that.
Then they just going to tell every little thing that don't even mean shit.
You're creating
he's doing this, he's doing that. He's doing that.
See, what people don't understand what that shit is like. Americans don't understand it, but talk to anybody that came from a non-democratic country without freedom. Yeah. They'll tell you very quickly what you're teaching people is a lot of the reasons people ended up in gulags and concentration camps and were killed and tortured because people were ratting on each other. Yeah. And they turned that into the standard governmentally. Don't do that shit. Don't do that.
Yeah, I don't.
That's why I don't want to teach my kids that shit, and I teach them the exact opposite of that. That is not what a stand-up person does.
Well, I had to tell old girl. I had to tell Miss Lejeune she was being racist to me. She didn't want to be my friend because I was black. I had to tell on her ass. And to this day, I'm still beefing with her. Her and Miss Lejeune. See, it's on sight when I see that.
But see, that's the thing is like if you had. Think of it this way: if you had rather been like see something, say something. If you had done what I'm thinking, see something, do something. If you had just, I don't know, kicked that girl, you would have felt a whole lot better now. Because you would have been like, I stopped racism. Man. And her name was Cindy, and she was 7 with pigtails or whatever.
Man, they would have gave me 8 years up at ISS, nigga.
But you would have had a funny ass set right now.
I've been at ISS to this day. Like,
tell me what ISS is. What does that mean?
In school suspension.
In school.
That means when they take you out the regular class and they just put you with the meanest detention. It was I forgot this black lady name. She was the meanest ISS teacher ever. Ooh, she was mean. She wanted you to sit in the desk and just face forward. If you turned, she was like, she doing something. She adding more days to your ISS time. Don't turn around. Don't talk to nobody. Like, she was strict as hell.
Yeah, I grew up in
they just
more liberal
What would they do?
Circumstances,
They'll just strike y'all.
just suspend us. You'd go home.
Oh, go home.
And what that meant in California, in immigrant families, is everybody works. So like around 9 a.m., you're completely alone. So you're just out and about. It's a free day.
Yeah.
Suspension was a vacation for us. You guys went to hell.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just
it was fun for us. This is why I told you to like kick her, because that's what I thought in my head. It was like they're just gonna send you home for a couple of days.
If you kick somebody, you probably gonna get suspended.
See, it's worth it.
You probably, or they gonna send you to the summit.
What is that, like solitary confinement?
That's like damn near real jail for badass kids. Like those for people that really like mess around through a chair at a teacher, or like fought somebody, or
The violent ones.
Yeah, they like, wow, they sent their ass to the summit or some shit. Like,
so that's like a remedial school, I guess. It was a different school, or is it still on the same campus?
It's not on the same campus. It's like somewhere else. I never was that bad to make it that far. I wasn't trying to be that bad. Because I think you still go to school, but it's like school for bad motherfuckers.
That's where I went, yeah. Because they kicked me out of regular high school, and they sent me to what was called Allen Daly High, which was a continuation high school.
Yeah.
And it was like pregnant chicks, dudes that just got out of jail, like, full on head tattoos and the whole deal, right. Like repping their gang. And
you was in there?
And I was in there. Don't ask.
What the hell was you doing to end up in there, dog? Goddamn.
I skipped too much school.
Oh, yeah, that man. Yeah,
I would always have a pack of cigarettes on me at the age of 13.
Oh, you was tripping. And
then I went to court once because they caught me with the cigarettes at school, and I beat that case, so it completely pissed everybody off. It was hilarious. My mom knows that story because she was in court with me, and she was like, what? How did that just happen? I was like, shit happens. It was a loophole. The security guard found the cigarettes and me in the bathroom, took it to the police officer. So when I went to court, the cop showed up, the security didn't. So I told the judge, I said, can I ask the police officer a question? She's like, sure. I was like, who gave you the cigarettes? And he's like, the security guard. I was like, so you never saw me with them?
Yeah.
And she's like, I have no choice but to dismiss the case.
Boom.
My mom was like, what the fuck just happened? That was one of the proudest moments of my life as like a little 12 or 13-year-old. But it also put too much confidence in my stupid ass.
Yeah.
So I kept skipping school and getting in trouble, skipping school and getting in trouble. And finally they were just like, bro, you missed half the damn year. You need to leave. Because they're like, there's no other way for you to graduate.
Damn.
And I still didn't graduate. I just became 18, went to college. I have a bachelor's degree, but like I did my own way.
Damn.
I never got a high school diploma, but I have a bachelor's degree.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no.
That's crazy.
Don't ask, bro. I don't know.
He said don't ask.
I don't know, man. Like I wasn't supposed to.
He skipped it. He said, fuck it, I don't need it. I'll take this.
In retrospect, I probably needed it. I'm sure there's a lot of geography I missed.
Damn.
Or math is one thing that I'm so bad at.
Damn, but I thought like when you go to college, you need a diploma or something.
You can either do a GED or do what I did is pay $182 and buy a diploma from a reputable online high school where they email you the answers to the questions of the test that you need to take with the state to get the actual diploma. And you're like, oh, okay, this works. So that's what I did. And so I went to JC, from JC to 4U University, and I got a bachelor's degree.
Damn. Well, damn.
But yeah, I know exactly what Summit is because I had Allen Daly. And it was just like, it was some fucked up shit, bro. Like on a regular, they would lock it down because somebody would bring a knife.
You was in there with some real bangers.
Oh, I knew people that are definitely literally doing life now. Like double, triple homicides and shit.
Facing letters.
Yeah, caught cases and they knew they were going to go in because his dad was in, uncles were all in, all of his cousins were in. That was it. That was the life.
That's all he knew.
It was literally because they grew up on the other side of the train tracks.
Family tree.
Yeah, like just they didn't know anything else. You can't blame them, seriously. Like they just didn't know anything else.
It's other shit than jail.
There is.
It's so much more than the life than going to prison. Shit.
Jail ain't fun.
It ain't. I ain't never been. I done seen 60 Days In. That's all.
Not fun.
It's not.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you been there?
I did 3 or 4 days, something like that.
It's a 3 or 4 days.
But it was supposed to be 2 months. That 2 months became 4 days because they were so damn overpopulated.
Yeah.
To the point when I actually got in there, it was the one and only time that this has ever occurred to me. When I got there, like all the people there, because you're just like mixed in with everybody. This is county jail. This is not like you're in upstate or anything. So it's a mix of everybody from everywhere, and every single guy there like asks like, "What are you in for?" And you tell them, and they're like, "How much time?" And they're like, "Oh man, you're already home." I'm like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "All right, let's break it down for you," because these are guys that are in like 15, 20, 50-year stretches, and they're like, "All right, here's what's gonna happen. You got 2 months. They're at like 98% capacity. They have no way of keeping you here. It's not even like a felony or a violent crime. It's like stupidity on your behalf for not paying traffic tickets. It's literally, that's what it was. So they're like, it's fine. You're going to be out of here before you get in here. So they were like really friendly with me in there. I didn't have like jail sucks. I'm not saying it was like fucking summer camp, but I didn't have the experience, bless you.
Thank you.
Of, like being hit up by a gang or having to rep some bullshit.
So you was looking for that. You was looking.
I was prepared when I got there because I was like, all right, it's county jail. It's a mix of a million different people. I gotta be on awareness because I gotta make sure I get out of this fucking place and don't make it worse for myself.
So you had your lines prepared. You was ready.
Yeah, I was in the, I can't say I was completely in the mental state, but I was in the state that like, this isn't home. You got to make sure you're aware of your surroundings.
You had your shank on you?
No. This isn't Oz, bro. I wasn't doing hard time. Bro. I was in county jail and shit.
Did you make you a little shake?
No. But it was crazy because so they literally separate you by race.
Oh yeah.
Like automatically. So Asians and blacks go together, the whites go with the whites, and then all the Latinos and Arabs and Armenians kind of get mixed in together. They're like, color looks the same, go.
They call the whites the woods. Then the blacks will be the kinfolks.
I don't know what they call them in California, but.
And then I forgot what, and the Mexicans was the Chicanos.
And then they would automatically separate, even in county, like others, homosexuals.
They just put them.
They were completely separated from the rest of us.
You can't put them in there with them.
No, because the thing is like, I don't give a shit because I'm going home in 4 days, but a guy doing life doesn't want to be next to that guy.
I know.
For him, it's a sense of like
disrespect.
It's disrespect because his name and his honor will permeate throughout every damn jail cell, not just in California, but throughout everywhere he goes. Yeah. It'll follow him if he doesn't take that guy down.
Yeah.
So they know this, and they're like, we don't need a murder. Just fuck it.
Yeah. Because
when I was in there, 2 guys came down, full-on head dress, tattoo, like head to toe covered, and they're like early 20s, young guys. But they just came up to me, and they're like, so what's up? Where are you from? What's going on? And I was like, oh, this is this. And like, oh, you're Armenian. Cool. What's up? And like, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going home probably because like, this is what's going on. Like, oh, fuck, bro, you're going home. And they became buddy with me because they're like, you're not going to be here long enough. So they started telling me about what happens in prison. And the one dude was down there for like some medical exam and shit.
Yeah.
But he was doing double life at 22.
Double life.
Yeah. He had killed 3 people. And so he had 2 first-degree murder charges that like he had already pled guilty to. So that was his home forever. He knew this as a 22-year-old.
22.
But he's smiling, he's laughing, he's cracking jokes. Like this man, you know how like, I don't know, you get your dream job? I hate to say this, but it felt like he was meant to be there. Damn. He had no quarrels with the fact that he was going to be there forever. Whatever that forever is, that was his life, and he was fine with it. It was a terrifying reality.
Kinfolk tripping.
It was terrifying to see someone so okay with that.
That's home.
Yeah. Because he's talking about like, what's going on over there, and what the homies in the other place have been talking about. Because the dude that came in with him wasn't doing double life. That dude was doing 4 years for a parole violation because he was out getting McDonald's when he wasn't supposed to be. And the cops pulled up on him and gave him a parole violation and put him in for 4 years automatic. Some bullshit, but like him, they knew each other from the street, so he was like giving him all the latest information of this guy has been missing for years, because that guy got out and got right back in.
Yeah.
So he's like fucking Google for him, like, just give me everything. Who died? Who's pregnant? What's going on? Who's, like all that shit. It's a crazy world.
Damn.
It's not one that I miss, nor do I ever want to be close to ever again.
So you ever get on stage? You ever?
Mm-mm.
Never?
Nope.
Yeah. Would have thought you at least got up once.
Thought about it. Never have.
Yeah.
I even took a class.
Yeah?
At Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank. I took like a stand-up comedy class. But I never actually got on stage. I just took a class to learn kind of like the foundation of comedy and how a joke is written, the structure. It was really interesting.
Burbank. You liked it?
The club or the class?
Both.
Flappers was a cool club because it was like a sleepy club that people would just pop in, like really famous people out of nowhere. And I'd live 10 minutes from the club, 5 minutes from the club. So I would just pop in once in a while and be like, oh shit, Seinfeld's in here. Like,
yeah,
cool. It was never full though. Like, this club would never sell out, except for one time when, I can't remember his name. Damn it. All right, it'll come to me at some point. But Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith was doing Hollywood Babylon live taping at Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank, and it was sold out for that. That was the one time that, in my experience, that I saw it sold out. Otherwise, like, I don't know. It was a sleepy club. It was a boring place, really. Burbank, just nothing happens there.
Sleepy club.
But the class was pretty good. It was very informative. You got to learn a lot because it was working comics that were teaching you about it. And they were trying to tell you like all the different sources where you can make money and pushing for you to make your jokes clean first. You can always dirty them up, which I didn't understand at the time, but now I understand how important it is to be able to kind of write a joke semi-clean or clean, and then you can always make it dirty. It just makes it that much more difficult.
Yeah. When I'm thinking of a new joke, I hate when I'm thinking of something and it's dirty. I'm like, damn, man, that's the only thing you can think of. You gotta think of something else. It's easy to talk about something dirty.
And I know like a lot of comedians, especially some of the greats, always say like, dude, being a clean comedian is so hard.
It is. It's really tough.
And there's so few of them. Like big name comedians that are clean, there's a few names out there.
And it's like levels to the clean too. Like some people want you to be PG.
Yeah. Like levels of clean I can think of is I don't know. Jim Gaffigan is almost always clean. A little bit of like, shit maybe pops in once in a while. Nate Bargatze's completely clean. Fluffy is almost always clean. He puts in a few like F-bombs, but not like overtly, you know what I mean? That's who I can think of as like famous, like semi-clean to very clean. Nate's completely clean. Like the man never even says shit.
You know Sinbad?
Yeah.
He clean too.
Is he really? I had no idea.
I didn't know that either. But if you listen to him, he don't cuss in his stand-up.
Wow.
I think he going through something too now, like he's sick or some shit.
What happened to him?
I need to research it, but I think he like sick.
So what happened to Jamie Foxx? Now he's better now, but do you know what actually happened to him? Why he was in the hospital and stuff?
I don't.
Shit.
I don't, man. I just say it's weird. It's a weird situation. It's a weird situation. I don't know Jamie. I ain't been around him. But, people been, he was in that movie Clone Tyrone. People was trying to say he was a clone and shit.
Didn't that come out after he came out of the hospital? I haven't watched it. Have you seen it?
Yeah.
Is it good?
It's pretty good.
So worth watching?
Yeah, check
Okay.
it out.
I'll check it out.
You know, it's pretty funny. But yeah, I got a homeboy that's in that movie.
What's his name?
His name Eric.
And like, what role does he play in the movie? I just want, when I watch it, I want to see if I like remember.
He's like one of the dude's friends. Like, I don't,
Like Tyrone's friend?
Yeah.
I'm guessing, right? Because it's called Tyrone.
Yeah, I think it's like Tyrone's friend.
Okay. All right, I'll check it out. His name in the movie is
Tyrone's friend. No, I don't.
Like, I don't know.
Okay. I forgot his character's name, but
that's cool. In there. I'll try to remember.
Yeah.
I don't know how many friends Tyrone's gonna have though.
His main friend that comes visit him.
Okay. He
has one friend that stands out. It's Tyrone, his crew, then it's like the one friend in the crew. My homie is the one friend.
And does your friend, is he an actor? Like, is that what he's pursuing, or is he a comedian? And
he's an actor.
He's an actor.
Yeah.
Here or in LA?
He live here, but I guess he move around doing it. I met him playing basketball. We play basketball together and shit.
Interesting.
It's crazy. It's crazy because met him basketball, then I seen he acting, and he seen me doing stand-up, and we both like, damn, like we both amazed by each other. But we met playing basketball.
How long you guys have been friends?
We've been pretty cool for, I guess, like a year or two. He came to one of my comedy shows and supported me, so that was that's what made me be like, damn, it's a real dude.
That's cool, man. Interesting, right? Like both of you are pursuing a different form of entertainment and just kind of like on your own grind.
Hell yeah.
And has he like been doing it for a while?
I believe so. I think he grew up like
trying to be acting and stuff, or been acting.
Yeah.
That's interesting, like the child actor thing.
Yeah.
I want, some of them end up being okay. A lot of them don't.
Yeah, I like Shia LaBeouf.
He doesn't seem, he seems okay now, but it took him a while.
He was going through some shit. Like,
yeah, he went through a few things, and then it seems like finally he's on the other side of it, which I love that, man. He's a really good actor. When he applies himself, like he does amazing roles. And I think we haven't even seen what his potential is.
Yeah.
So like, hopefully he sticks around to show us.
Yeah.
You know how like some actors, as they get older, it's kind of like a wine. It just gets better and better.
Yeah.
I'm hoping like Shia is gonna be one of those people, like Oscar worthy, just kind of doing good shit.
I think he got it in him.
I think so. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah. It could go left, huh?
Fuck, man. Everything can go left right now. Nobody knows what's gonna happen tomorrow.
For real.
Powers that be are doing shit that we have no control over.
Exactly, man.
Well,
What if we could have another lockdown?
I've been hearing that.
I heard that
Alex Jones has been yelling about that. I don't know if you're in conspiracy theories. Is kind of how we started talking, but yeah, Alex Jones has been saying that.
I've been saying that shit too. I'm like, bro.
High-level TSA people have been telling him that for sure this is happening.
Yeah, I seen somebody say that shit. I was like, for what?
There's also like a bunch of, not a bunch, but there's been like a collective of companies that have started mask mandates and shit too.
Really?
So Lionsgate Cinema, their Santa Monica office had a mandatory mask mandate. I think a Kaiser Permanente in California had a mask mandate for like the staff and patients. A few others, but I can't remember. But those are the two ones that I read about. But it's weird.
It's weird.
What? So okay, let's say you get COVID, and
like what's going on?
You know how many people call me and say they have COVID, and you're like, so what's going on? I don't know. Just a little bit of sniffles. I tested positive. I'll be fine in 2 days. They don't even care anymore.
So why is it something now?
I don't know. Are they preparing for something? Is there something going on around the world that hasn't reached us?
I don't know, but I just be like, come on, bro. Like you just said, people tell you they got COVID. I have no concern. I'm not scared that you're gonna die. You're gonna be okay. And unless no disrespect to anyone that has passed away from COVID or whatever. I don't know, but when people tell me that now, I'm not like in fear, like, oh my God.
Yeah. Look, any time people die, it's sad.
Yeah.
But the way we societally over-exaggerated this, like it's not. It's to the point where almost all the data is leading to like if we hadn't locked down, we would have had the same result. It may have skewed to the left a little bit or to the right a little bit, but it would have been similar because there were countries that did no lockdown at all, and their numbers were kind of like on par with the rest of the world. And they're like, see, it was useless. And Texas was also an example of that. Florida was an example of that because it was like very short lockdowns here.
Yeah.
And then even short, like the mask mandates got lifted a lot sooner than the rest of the country here, and everybody seemed to do fine. It was statistically the number wasn't much higher or lower in these two states, let's say, versus the other 48. You're all the same shit.
Exactly.
And the logic was like it's an upper respiratory virus. It just moves in the air. Like we can try, but not gonna do much.
Yeah.
It's just gonna run its cycle.
So I'm like,
I don't know.
I ain't trying to have another lockdown though, man. We've been having good damn time. Good damn time. I've been moving around doing comedy. I got a passport now.
Yeah, things are getting better, right? Like it's back to normal. Remember when comedy started back up and masks were still a thing?
I see somebody in their car by themselves with a mask on.
This is Texas. This is why you don't see very often. Go to LA, like all the time.
I'm like, bro.
Everywhere. Bro, I see people walking their dogs on the street with a mask on. Young, healthy people just nothing.
Some people
fine,
be like,
go for it.
They be so committed to the mask, they never stop. It's this lady that goes to my gym. She wears a mask nonstop, and I was reading the reviews on the gym that I go to, and there was some lady on the comments. It's a real nice gym, but everyone isn't wearing their mask. I'm like, let's get the fuck out of here.
It's like
if we at the gym, you want people walking around with their mask on at the gym?
That's disgusting.
Like, in the fact that you're on this comment putting this shit. I like the gym, but everyone isn't wearing their mask. I'm like, so you need to work out at home because I'm not gonna wear no mask in the gym. I'm sorry, especially now. Like, I remember when when COVID first happened, people was wearing their mask and like, yeah, if you need to catch your breath, pull it down a little bit and then put it up. Like, it's like mask police walking around in the gym, making sure you have your mask on. And it's like, bro, I'm gonna fuck around, pass out because I'm trying to hit these weights with this mask on, and you gonna be seeing me over here thinking I'm catching my breath and I'm over here dead.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, so nah, but I hope that shit do not come back around because I'm not trying to wear no mask. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not. I'm over the mask.
You're more optimistic than I am.
You a mask wearer?
I'm not a mask wearer, but I think it's coming back. For some reason.
I hope it don't. I just hope it don't. For what? Like, if it come back, it don't make no sense.
Yeah, but we're a country that loves sequels.
Yeah. I mean, just do another, if y'all want to lock us down again, just make it snow again. Shit, like you did.
But that's only a small part of Texas.
They locked us in.
Yeah, we had a week of a freeze. That shit sucked.
Fucking generators was not working and shit like that. People eating cold cuts. Tuna.
It was fun to drive that week because there was no cars on the street.
I wasn't moving nowhere. I ain't go to work.
I didn't go to work, but I went to like the supermarket a few times. It was fun sliding around on the ice. Scary, but fun.
A lot of people saying that was fake ice. Fake snow, I mean.
How? We just had cold weather. Like,
yeah.
Seriously?
They say, have you heard of cloud seeding?
Yeah, I've heard of that shit, but like, come on. How many rabbit holes you got to go down before you're like, oh, I think the whole thing is a rabbit hole now. Like, it becomes weirder and weirder. All right, let's say they control the weather, and let's say they can make it snow in Texas.
It didn't say they can control it. It said they can just enhance it. If it's already finna snow, they can like turn it up.
But it didn't snow that much.
What you mean in Texas?
In Dallas, it didn't snow that much. It was like a little. It was frozen. It was ice for a week straight, but the snow part of it was like, I don't know. Yeah. Was it a lot?
I mean, I've been in Texas my whole life,
right?
And I've never seen it like that.
No,
ever.
Okay.
Where it's like we can't do nothing for a whole week.
But that was
Where
the ice,
people
right? More than anything else.
where people air conditioning couldn't work. It was like people whole apartments like didn't have no electricity.
Yeah, everything was frozen.
That has never happened. That was like record breaking shit. Like for that to happen 2 years in a row.
Like I said, we like sequels.
That's the only thing that make me like, cause I've been here my whole life. I seen when we have ice. That should be like for a couple of days. It just be one icy day. But
Yeah.
for a whole week where we couldn't go to work, we're just shut down, y'all on punishment. Like, yeah, like I've never seen nothing like that. I don't care what nobody say. I done seen all the weather my whole life in Dallas, and I've never seen that shit where it just snow, you can't move, can't go to work, iced out, whole week.
That was nuts. Like the USPS stopped working.
Yeah.
And their motto used to be come rain or sleet or snow or
Yeah.
ice or whatever the hell it was.
bringing
They were
it-
supposed to be bringing. They didn't bring shit.
They didn't bring
We ain't got
nothing.
mail for a week.
That shit was crazy. And for that to happen 2 years in a row, like, I wonder what this gonna do.
Amazon stopped delivering too.
Yeah.
Like, I stopped getting shit completely. We were like, oh, okay. Now I understand. The world has stopped.
Yeah. Put your ass on punishment.
But it makes you seriously think, like, if that lasted for a month,
How will people react?
there'd be
How will people react?
there'd be looting in the streets.
How will people act? How will people's minds?
Oh, they did this simulation. If the power grid went out in the country, like the United States, for 3 months, 90% of the country is dead. Damn. They like actual science went into this, and they were like, yeah, if somehow a foreign country like hacked our power grid and we had no power for 3 months,
because motherfuckers don't know how to do shit.
It's not just that. Think about it. Nothing works without power. So you can't get gas.
No, shit work.
How are you going to pump gas out of the ground when you don't
saying,
have the like, you need the electricity for those hydraulics to actually pump
maybe
the
not
gas.
get gas, but
So what?
Have you seen like Alone?
A what?
Alone,
The movie?
the show,
No.
where they just put people out there in the woods and they gotta survive and see how. That's what I be thinking. I be watching that show like that's how people need to be, like
So
trying to figure out how to survive.
So you're talking about
without,
the Survivor shows? Like there's
Yeah.
various different ones.
yeah, like it's
Okay.
one called Alone.
I haven't seen that one.
They'd be fucking my head up, like, cause it be teaching you shit at the same time, and it just be like, it be making me think, like, bro, we don't know how to do shit. A joke. One thing I hate is when comedians try to pitch jokes to me. Like
Really?
when they don't tell you they pitching a joke, they just be talking to you, then you can just tell that they're trying to joke on you. It's like, bro, like,
Is that something that you think they're doing on purpose, or just it's part of like the mind of a comedian? It
no,
flows
they're
out.
doing it on purpose because it normally be people that don't really go to open mics, so they're trying to see if this joke works. They want to try it on stage. Let me tell you this joke, and I don't mind that, but sometimes tell me, or do it like how I did you. You didn't know I was trying to joke on you, and we just naturally was talking about Michael Jordan. I was like, this is my moment to see if I can.
Yeah, no. Like I said, it was not, the way a joke is like
Yeah,
on a stage would be. It was more the flow of a conversation. I was like,
yeah,
oh yeah, there's more to this.
yeah.
I like the fact that I picked up on it. So it's
Yeah,
like, it was
that's
a
what
fun
was
thing
cool
for me.
too. I was like, the fact you was like, is that a joke? But yeah, that's something I probably did it at an open mic like twice, and got a good laugh each time. But yeah, I hate when people just try jokes on you. It's
But
like, bro, I just want to have a conversation.
But are you okay with like your comedian colleagues going like, hey, I'm working on something, can I try it out on you?
Yeah, I don't mind that. But don't just, we over here talking about, the Vikings versus the Titans, and then all of a sudden
I was
man,
watching the Vikings.
I was walking. The joke ain't got nothing to do with that. They just
go into their own
changed
shit.
it to something about mustard. It's like, what? Then you listen. It's like, oh, you trying to joke on me? That's what the fuck you doing. It's like, nigga, what? Man, I'm a human being, man. Like, like if you want me to listen to a joke, then just say, hey, man, can I try the joke? Can I pitch this joke to you? Then pitch it to me. And I'm like, okay, I hear it. I see where you're going. But when people just be trying to force you to listen to a joke and it don't be natural. Like, at least wait till we somehow on the subject, and then, like how I slid it in talking to you. Like,
it just came up in conversation.
It just came up in conversation. I just, boom, I'm slide this joke in and see if it worked. I do that shit all the time. You know TV? TV Corrales?
No, I'm not familiar.
I think his name Vinny Corrales. TV, he's a comedian. He does shows in Plano, but yeah, he's a cool comedian, up and coming comedian, man. He seen me do that joke, and he brought that shit up last night. He has a room in Plano. I think it's called Cowabunga something. That's the name of the show.
Okay.
And he brought that Michael Jordan joke up, so it made me be like, I need to really invest into this joke, the Michael Jordan feet joke.
No, I mean, there's a lot to it.
Yeah.
And since it's coming from you, and you know, you played basketball and you've got like the athletic background to kind of back up what you're saying, it'll probably be even funnier.
I think so.
Because think of it this way: if it's some 5'4" guy on the stage saying it, it's not the same as a 6'5" guy or 6'4" guy saying it on the stage. Because you're like, oh shit, he's tall too. He you mentally connect it. I know it's not. It's a stereotype. But like, he probably played basketball, so he knows
about feet.
Yeah, it's funny, but like, I don't know. You probably go into like why he didn't do a foot fungus commercial or something.
For real.
Because remember all the football players used to do it, the Tenactin commercial, and like the burning feet, and they'd be like throwing, instead of a football, they'd be throwing the bottle of Tenactin, and just like the fire would go away. Yeah,
some cheesy shit like that.
Hell yeah, I can see Michael Jordan doing that.
Haynes. Shout out to Michael Jordan. I'm sorry.
Like I said, you've reached the status where the funniest shit that we can come up with was the weird earring, your fucked up feet, and underwear. So like, you're good, bro. You're good. Whatever real skeletons are in that closet are nicely locked away, and you know there's a lot.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty fucking sure. Yeah, it's fucking Michael Jordan.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be bad. It's just shit he doesn't want anybody to know.
I mean, we all got some.
Hell yeah. If you lived a life, you should.
Hell yeah. You know,
the embarrassing stuff that is meant for you and you alone. What about you? What would be the dream? Like, not your primary residence, but the place that you escaped to?
Man, after seeing like the Bahamas, I would love to stay somewhere on the water, like a little house. Them little houses and shit out there. I don't even know what that shit is, but it was like some houses that was like right by the fucking water. I'm like, damn, that shit look nice. I wouldn't want to live there like every single day, but if I can just, hey man, let's go to the crib out there in the Bahamas. Fuck it. Let's go. Shit, fly. Just have a little escape out there. That shit'll be nice.
That sounds nice.
Hell yeah.
Sounds really nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you this question again when you've traveled more of the world. I want to see if it changes or it stays still like an island beach getaway.
Somewhere.
Curious.
I want to go. I want to see the world for real now. If I could afford it, I want to see more.
You will.
Jamaica. You been to London or some shit?
Been to London. Really beautiful place.
Really?
Oh yeah. London's so nice. Amazing culture, really nice people. Great food scene, great art scene, a lot of history, the architecture. I mean, we saw the Queen.
Queen Elizabeth?
Yeah, we actually saw the Queen. She was coming out of Buckingham Palace in her car with her husband, and they were going somewhere, and she was like waving to everybody.
Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before she passed.
Dang.
This is prior to COVID when I went to London, so yeah, she was in
the Queen.
She was in her badass like limo that's all, bulletproof and everything. And
she was with this shit right here.
Yeah, she was just like saying hello to everyone, and she had a glove on and was very well dressed in the whole deal. And she was just going from Parliament to Buckingham, or from Buckingham to Parliament, something like that. And she just said waved hello to everybody, and we just happened to be there.
You said we just so happened to be there.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's up, Wade?
And then we also got to go to Parliament and There was a really nice man at the door that let us actually go into the House of Commons, and it was active in session, so we got to sit there and listen to them like argue about some random law that was coming out. That was really cool. It was kind of the equivalent of sitting in our Senate and like a session of Senate and just seeing what's going on. That was really cool. I don't know. There was a lot of beautiful stuff to see in London. We just had a lot of fun there.
London. How long is that flight?
From LA, I think it was 14 hours.
Shit.
11 hours, 14 hours, something on there. It's shorter from here. I think it's 9 hours from Texas. It's not bad. Armenia is a flight. It takes about 24 to get there. Because you got to go and you have a layover somewhere like in Russia or Kuwait or somewhere in Europe that, depending on the route that you've taken, and that layover is a while, and then you got another flight to Armenia. Like it takes a minute to get there. So, 9 hours to Heathrow is not bad.
I know I'm not a patient person because shit, I had a little layover in Vegas and I was pissed off. I was mad sitting up there just waiting.
We had a layover in Qatar, and that was an awesome layover because what an airport. Oh my God, what an airport. Like, I have never seen anything so beautiful.
Yeah.
Just amazingly designed, really cool, futuristic. They had these huge indoor like jungle gym playgrounds that were for the kids because they knew parents are just going to be chilling there. And then there was this humongous circle where the parents had comfortable chairs to sit in far enough away from their kids to see them, but not to hear them. It was amazing.
This Qatar?
Yeah. And they had amazing restaurants. We went into this cafe because our layover was short. It was an hour layover, but we just were walking around and experiencing it. And they had this beautiful cafe that we had coffee or tea and some of their pastries, and just like, yeah, if you're gonna have a layover, the Qatar airport's not bad. That one's a fun one. And the people are very nice and very welcoming, and they know you're a foreigner, and they treat you with respect and speak English to you and try to help you get to where you're going. Like, it's not like that in all foreign countries that I've been to. Most are very nice, but some aren't.
You haven't been everywhere, man.
No, man, I haven't been everywhere. Like, having a layover in Qatar doesn't mean you've been to the country of Qatar. You just hadn't, there's no passport that says I have access to that country. I'd love to, but that's a future trip. You're just on your way somewhere,
But you went to, where you say you went back to?
We were flying back from Armenia to the States. Yeah.
I ain't never even thought of going to no Armenia.
We went for my brother-in-law's engagement, had fun, and flew back. It was awesome.
That shit, 24-hour flight.
Yeah.
I can only imagine.
I mean, not the whole flight. Obviously, you got layovers and stuff. We just got lucky we had a shorter layover. But generally speaking, all told, it takes about 24 to get there.
They had food on the plane?
Yeah, they feed you. Like, they give you 3 meals. You're there for a while.
Like, meals, all right?
Good, yeah, good food. Good food selection, too. Like, they give you a menu, like, what would you like? It really comes down to the airline. So here's the thing, like, most people take short flights, 2 hours, 3-hour flights. Those are the shittiest flights to ever take because they don't provide you with anything. Once you're on like a transatlantic flight, once you're on an overnight flight, once you're on a longer flight, 6 hours and above, the airplanes change, the staff changes, the food is better, everything changes when you are on a longer flight because the comfort levels have to keep going up.
Yeah.
Because they can give you a shitty seat on a Spirit Airline flight going from here to LA, but they can't do that if you're going to do 14 hours. It's impossible. So even like a coach seat on that flight is more comfortable than what a 2 or 3 hour flight looks like. Now then you get, higher the class, the better it is. We've all seen the videos of like these first classes where just like you have a full on bedroom to yourself and shit, and you're taking a shower in a flight, but you pay 20 or 30 grand for that flight.
You said they're taking a shower?
Yeah, there's some flights have an actual bathroom with a shower, and first class you just set an appointment, and like for 30 minutes or whatever you can go in, take a shower, freshen up in your own private bathroom. There's a bunch of YouTube videos on it. Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Yep. I didn't either until I stumbled upon one of these videos. Like, what? Who's showering in a plane?
Yeah, I don't think I want to do that, but
It seemed fine, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
I'm just wondering how often they cleaning it. How many do I need some shower shoes. I'll be all right if I had shower shoes.
oh, they gave you an entire thing too. It's not. It's only for the first class cabin, which is like 8-10 people total. So 10 people possibly showered, and it's not like you go in and I go in right after. They go in and like sterilize the thing. Because like think of it in the sense of when you have a $30,000 or $40,000 ticket on a flight, then you've got the C-suites, you've got CEOs, CFOs that are flying, company heads, dignitaries, people that have power, and you don't want to fail these people, so you will sterilize the shit out of that bathroom between every single person going in and out of it. You know what I mean? Like you will have the best of your flight crew working those 10 people because they will make or break your company because they probably own it. They're your shareholders and shit.
Yeah.
You got to think of it on those terms. Most of us can't buy a $40,000 flight. Most of us wonder how we're going to pay that on a car lease someday.
I'm looking at my car though, like, goddamn, I owe these niggas that much. I don't even think I want this car no more. Take this motherfucker back. How much I owe left? Y'all can have this one. I enjoyed it while I had it. Come get this goddamn car.
Yep.
Damn, boy,
But that's what you're doing, right? With the comedy, like building your own thing.
Yeah. Got to.
It's a different path.
Yeah.
You know, like it's harder. You grind a lot more. Most people don't understand what you're trying to do.
Yeah, they don't.
Most people discourage you. They're like, oh, come on, man. You've been trying it for 10 years. Nothing's happening.
Yeah.
You know you got those assholes in your head.
I mean, people don't say it, but you feel it.
Yeah.
You know,
but I mean, the comments online, they're never happy and friendly. It's always bullshit people with their bullshit thoughts.
I'm to the point now, like, I do it for me, man. You know, like, I do it for, like, when you see me kill it at that show.
Murdered.
That's what I do it for.
And it was universal. Every single comedian and every single person in there was just, like, dying laughing.
That's what I do it for. I don't do it for shit else, man.
You didn't make it easy for the person coming up after you. I'll just put it to you that way.
Yeah, I wasn't even trying to do that. He did good.
That's what made it so good. No, I mean, Mike killed too. Like, he kept that vibe going all the way till the very end.
Yeah.
His sex robot thing, like, fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I was dying the whole time. That was hilarious. But
it was a good night.
It was an awesome night. So it's a good thing when, you know, you make it hard for the next comedian and the other comedian continues to kill. That just means everybody's game was there. But you saying, like, you weren't even trying to do that makes it even better. So
every time I go in Dallas Hyenas, I be trying to, like, kill that motherfucker. Because I tell you, they be acting tough in there.
Nobody was acting tough that night, man. Shit was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was a good night. And I think on that note, we can call it a good night. I think we've just been talking for like 3 hours now, man.
But we've been going in, man. I enjoyed it. Shit, I feel like I'm fucked up on this damn. What was I drinking?
We were drinking Penelope Bourbon.
Penelope Bourbon, yeah.
So shout out Penelope Bourbon.
Shout out.
You got us talking about all sorts of shit tonight.
I know I'm a little buzzed. Shit, I'm finna sleep like a rock.
There you go.
But yeah, Dez O'Neal, man.
Dez, tell everybody where they can find you on the internets.
Yeah, find me on Instagram, Dez O'Neal Comedy, Facebook, comedian Dez O'Neal. You know, just Google me, man, Dez O'Neal Comedy. You gonna find me, man. Oh, September 28th, I got a big show coming up at Dallas Comedy Club. So look out for that.
Shout out to DCC.
DCC, man.
Oh, yeah.
Appreciate
September.
all the love.
Thank you again, Dez. This was an awesome conversation.
I enjoyed it, man.
Can't wait to have you back again.